OBJ got an arrest warrant. Beltran got fired by the Mets before the season even starts over the Houston Astros sign stealing scandal. This is some good content. Let's get it. What's up, folks? I hope everybody's having a good one. It's your boy Jay Tuck here. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter at JTuckOx, I believe, on Twitter, and OxTuck on Instagram, and also have a photography page, a content page called JTuck_photo. And of course, follow Instagram at OxStyleLife. On January 16th, the New Orleans police issued out a warrant for the arrest of Odell Beckham Jr. for simple battery. There's a complaint for simple battery. What's simple battery? Yeah, I don't know what that is. If you watch the video, it shows OBJ smacking a security guard's butt in the locker room post the national championship game between LSU, the team the school he also went to, and he is a standout receiver, and Clemson. Of course, LSU won. Shouts to Joe Burrow, Ohio native. Let's go OHIO. As you see in the video, there's a security guard. He was trying to, I guess, what they said, he was telling the players to put out cigars. Understandable. Even though there's a high-def video of Burrows puffing on the stogie. I don't know what the hell they were checking for, but either way, as you look there, OBJ, gave him a nice smack on the butt. That stuff is not necessarily something worth issuing out a warrant for simple battery. What really? Is it really that deep? Simple battery sounds like a charge for someone that lost a pillow fight. If you are in there's levels of bro. I play baseball, basketball, and football, so I've seen every level of bro, and football by far is at the top of that list. As this world is changing, you're starting to see more athletes, more professional athletes, be more candid. LeBron James actually played a big part in that, and just giving athletes the voice to go do what they please, act and do what they want, and show people that they are doing these things with no repercussion. Because at the end of the day, these professional athletes have numbers, and there's somebody willing to put up money for these numbers. They collect data. It's no thing. Antonio Brown, as crazy as he is, he's always gonna have a source of income because he has a lot of followers. He has data. Hopefully he has a decent team around him now, even though I heard his agent just dropped him or whatever. But shit, it's whatever. He's gonna be a reality star, a social media star. Get over it. Even last week, Edelman, was out with Paul Pierce and them, getting all drunk and bro-ish and tearing up cars and what have you. And all we did was just laugh. We was like, yep, there he goes, broing out like a football player usually does. All I gotta say is be consistent. Be consistent. And if any media outlet tries to paint OBJ in a negative light, I don't care what kind of season he had this past year, you can't necessarily say he can. You want him to just be sitting around in his apartment or house, sucking on his thumb, curled up in the ball, crying about the season, even if or whatever. Anytime there's a camera on him, you want him to sound sad and extra humble. No, he's gonna smack a security guard on the butt because that's what OBJ does. He was faded. Let the boy be faded. Let's go. The main thing that we should be paying attention to now is how the NCAA and LSU is going to handle OBJ, passing out money to the players after the game. That's going to be the biggest thing because we already know the NCAA, their whole rule and how these players can't make money, even though things, stuff is changing. We all know it's a bunch of BS. Just because OBJ throwing out money, that doesn't mean that these players are giving up their amateurism. This warrant issued out for OBJ. That's just a distraction. That's as big of a distraction as, I'm not even going to go there. At the end of the day, that's the only thing that's going to affect anybody. Everybody knows what OBJ was. It was dumb, whatever, but it's nothing serious. It's nothing serious. Pay attention to the NCAA. Pay attention to LSU and watch how they're handling the situation with him giving the players money. Okay. Carlos Beltran yesterday got fired by the Mets as the manager over the Astros sign stealing scandal. I'm not going to go too much into the quotes and the details. Like, you can check. There's a lot of articles and videos made about this, but as far I want to more so talk about the whole, like the situation as a whole. If you look at what Alex Wood tweeted, this is the only quote I'm going to bring up here, is that he said, "I would rather face a player that was taking steroids than face a player that knew every pitch that was coming." And I believe that if you ask most baseball players, former and past players, and also, majority of the stakeholders in the MLB, the casual viewers or the people that just know the game, I feel like they feel the same way. Let's be honest here. The best time in baseball was the steroid era. And ever since then, the visibility of a baseball player has gone down in the public eye. The only time you hear about baseball players in mainstream media is when they sign these giant contracts, or there's some crazy stuff happening that involves some type of scandal or what have you. The MLB is to blame for this, at the end of the day, because there's no cushion. There's no cushion. There is zero cushion for this scenario that's going on. It would be one thing if there was something that could actually distract us from this going on, so they could just handle the situation. It's major. And me being a baseball player, I know that shit. Like, you want to try to steal another team's signs, but you want to do it in an ethical way, because shit, you going out there, you're at war. You have to gain every advantage that you can. But, when you bringing out cameras and walkie-talkies or whatever, and then you banging on trash cans and what have you, that's when you're crossing the line. That's when you're doing too much. Like, it kind of takes away from, it takes a human element out of the game, and you kind of bring it in the outside element, and that's when you really give yourself an unfair advantage. You can still strike somebody out that has steroids. You can strike somebody out who knows all the signs. He has to swing the ball and hit the ball. But, you might as well be taking batting practice at that point. It's not fair. And, whoever is involved in that in that scandal, all the players who, haven't, been punished or whatever, they need to be punished. Anybody involved has to be punished. If somebody who hasn't been punished yet, they need to be punished. Like, I'm not saying take away their World Series, but, like, shoot, you go to Cooperstown. I've been to Cooperstown before. There's an asterisk on Barry Bonds' record-breaking home run ball. Why even have it there if you're telling people it doesn't count? When he's actually legit one of the, like, if not like the greatest, he's one of the greatest baseball players of all time. Before the steroids. And you choose not to honor that. All I know is that baseball needs to do better at promoting their players, so these guys don't represent the whole game. Because us baseball players are over here still trying to defend this whole situation and trying to make sure that people don't look at the sport of baseball in a scandalous manner. The higher ups in baseball need to figure out a way how to, protect these players and at the same time regulate the matter, and stop leaving, these players out to dry, even though that it's not necessarily the case. But shoot, I haven't really been in tune with baseball for the last 6 years. I'm not gonna lie, just started getting back into it this past season. Shouts to John Boy Media. You helped out a lot. You a beast at what you do. But I can't, the reason for that is because no players are appealing to the general public. Shoot, you got Bryce Harper, he's one of the biggest names in baseball. He can't even bat over 300. And he's getting big ass contracts. You know what I mean? Like, you got a whole bunch of guys that the general public don't know or care about. They're getting these giant ass contracts. Then you got all these other people that are just getting away wherever the hell they want to get away with. I'm just talking out of the side of my neck with this. And Pete Rose is still not in the Hall of Fame. Come on now. So, like, comment, subscribe. Please comment. Discuss some things. I love you all. Make sure to put your hood up and be good. Stay glorious and drink that water. Take care.